It's the end of the year. All the presents have been opened and the government has finally finished all its traditional drunken maskless parties held in airless rooms where everyone plays endless games of sardines. In the old days, TV shows used to fill a Christmas slot by doing a sort of compilation of the best moments of the show from the past year. I really miss those days, so inspired by my incredible YouTube stats, I've done the same here. And in a minute, you'll see my 5 channel highlights from the past year, featuring contributions from me, and with me doing the voiceover. Dan started the year with a bold experiment, an avant-garde monochrome short film about his lockdown life performed entirely in French.
Le treadmill est une métaphore pour le lockdown.
At the time, he was reported to have confided to friends, "I believe avant-garde monochrome short films performed entirely in French are what YouTube was built for. Within a year, 80% of all YouTube videos will be in this format. I'm months ahead of my time." Was he ahead of his time? Well, no, not in any way. There was only one other video uploaded to YouTube in that kind of format in the entirety of 2021, and he did that one as well.
Bonjour, Ambre.
And even less people watched that. It was less flogging a dead horse, more like flogging a decomposed donkey. Half the video was him just spinning in a circle. It was like sticking 2 fingers up at his loyal subscribers who'd stuck through him through thin and thinner. I heard he said it was an attempt to appeal to a younger demographic, which, is baffling. Listen, lockdown was hard for all of us, but most of us dealt with it by baking sourdough bread and singing sea shanties. Dan, and I can't emphasise this enough, just kept spinning in a circle.
Je me sens nouveau.
Dancing was not bad though. Fortunately, Dan did recover from his early year misstep by producing one of his most popular videos ever. Popular being an extremely relative term in his context, when his son Leo cut off his lockdown hair in aid of comic relief. This was about as close to classic YouTube content as Dan has ever got or is ever likely to get. Yeah, mad props to him. I mean, I wouldn't let a 7-year-old near my hair, especially that kid. He seems dangerous.
Man, that was the best day of my life. I just remember just dyeing his hair pink. I mean, after doing that, he looked like such a dork. It was hilarious.
It was win-win-win, really. I mean, the video did pretty well, by Dan's standards. Quite a bit of money was raised for a great cause, and, possibly best of all, we saw the last of that horrendous floppy hairstyle which he's had, I think, for his entire life. Yeah, that was horrific, really bad. The brief spike in numbers, thanks to the hair stunt, sadly didn't last. Well, yeah, mainly because he released another video in French.
Ma poitrine me fait mal de courir.
So, Dan pulled the lever marked Fame and enlisted a furry face familiar to millions to help his sagging ratings. No, not that one. This one. As you can see, this is a very, very special episode of the 531 because I am at the Taskmaster house. There's the Taskmaster caravan over there. And here is my very special guest, Alex Horne. Yeah, the 531 interview with Alex Horne at the Taskmaster house was clearly the high point of the year for Dan. I mean, possibly it was the high point of his entire life. Yeah, alright, some people said that Alex's jumper had more charisma than Dan, but you got to take the rough with the smooth. And it really felt like a breakthrough moment when Alex said that the 531 was his favourite YouTube thing.
But it's my favourite YouTube thing.
Thanks. Yeah, I think at that moment you can actually see a sort of light in Dan's eyes, like there's a belief that this might finally be the time when he goes viral and starts to make some serious YouTube coin, and even might end up going into 2022 planning to have a huge MMA fight with Robbie Knox in Las Vegas that will make them both as rich as a jackmate. But of course, that dream was dashed when Alex carried on talking.
Except for the guys that do Perfect.
Oh, Dude Perfect is awesome. My son's a big fan of Dude Perfect.
And I like all the golf videos that are on there.
Yeah. Any others?
Yeah, I like all the music stuff.
Yeah,
those guys are good.
yeah.
Yeah, I quite often watch the news via YouTube.
Okay. I mean, the list of things he preferred to the 531 lasted a long time.
I like a lot of the Minecraft guys and Mr. Beast. I like the adverts a lot. And the Taskmaster YouTube channel.
And also No More Jockeys. That's
yeah.
very good.
And Bad Golf. Have you seen Bad Golf?
I have
That's
seen
a good
Bad
one.
Golf.
Yeah. And then 531.
And then after that. Still, at least he didn't include John Rochford. Silver linings. To be fair, they seemed to be having a really great time, and some said it even felt like the beginning of some sort of double act. It did feel like genuine chemistry. But at the end, you realise that was mostly down to Alex's incredible skill as a performer, because in truth, he didn't even know who Dan was. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks. Is it done?
It's Dan. Devastating. Buoyed by the confidence of the Taskmaster video's success, Dan did what all good YouTubers do and tried to capitalise on it. I think it was a relief to all of us that his next video wasn't about how much he likes spinning in circles. Dan's brand new and brave Why I Love series was an attempt to counter the traditional angry, ranty videos common on YouTube with stories of love for various elements of life. I think during COVID times we could all do with a little bit of wholesomeness, so it wasn't a bad idea in theory. It was just the things he picked. Laundry day, bridges, walls. Now walls are so awesome that not only do you get garden walls, you also get walled gardens. Ants. 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 I mean, no one cares. Like, you watch some of the stuff in that ants video and it just makes you want to hurl. That's not good content. It was like he was deliberately picking things that no one would ever search for or would even want to watch, even if they happened to stumble upon his channel by chance. I've heard he's planning to do Why I Love Zips in the new year, for Christ's sakes. He was partially vindicated with his Why I Love Norwich video, but that was because firstly, people do actually really love Norwich, and secondly, it had Robbie Knox in it. Before we get started, Robbie, tell me one thing you absolutely love about Norwich. Do it quickly, the titles are about to start.
It's pretty.
Some say that Robbie Knox props up Dan's channel with his biannual appearances. Are you one of those people? Yes, I am. Robbie Knox props up Dan's channel with his biannual appearances. I'm always saying it. Why I Love Walls, which came complete with an unwise title that preemptively rebuked Dan's dwindling band of subscribers and featured seemingly endless photos of plain walls, squandered the boost Alex Horne had given him, attracting less than 10% of the views. People are just not interested in walls. Well, they're not, are they? One bright spot of the year was the mainly positive responses to Dan's other major series, Abandoned Items. I think a couple of people left comments saying they liked those videos, yeah. Those notes of encouragement were enough for Dan to mine that scene for all it was worth, producing 3 videos in the latter months of the year. The first contained a very rare attempt to capture the modern zeitgeist. Yeah, he'd found an abandoned big Kafka book on the street and he did a sort of TikTok style video about it.
I'm thinking of throwing some books out, making some space.
Oh yeah? Any idea which ones?
Green,
No.
Endo,
No.
Bronte,
No.
Dostoevsky?
No.
Trelfa?
God, no.
The death of WCW?
No, look, I worry about the optics of chucking out classics. I don't want the neighbours thinking we're Philistines.
Well, we've got to get rid of something. What about the complete works of Kafka?
I guess. My copy or your copy?
My copy, I think. It's more well thumbed. Looks like we've read it, and now we've done our learning, we're willing to share it with the rest of the community. It's more altruistic.
And we could keep the pristine copy for ourselves.
Won't be pristine for long, though, will it? You little bookworm.
Oh, you.
Unexpectedly, it was alright. I think most of us were shocked Dan had even heard of TikTok. He's a man in his mid-40s, as he admits himself on a regular basis.
This is what it's like in your 40s.
Yeah, this is what it's like in your 40s. You make videos about walls. Apparently.
This is what it's like in your 40s.
But in the midst of a year of videos about ants and spinning in circles in parks, it was a welcome attempt to at least try to attract a younger demographic. Did it work? Not really, no. So what's the problem? He just doesn't seem to understand what people want. He doesn't have that common touch. He's a bit annoying. Sometimes it feels like he has no respect for his own subscribers. His hair doesn't help, even since the cut. I mean, in one video, he pretended to be other people talking about his own videos. But all he did was just, slightly change his clothes and take his glasses off. I think he was trying to be postmodern again, but it just didn't make sense. Sometimes I genuinely think he's trying to sabotage himself. You know what people want to see on YouTube? They want to see videos of kids playing Jingle Bells on the guitar. That's wholesome. That is content. But he would never do that. Never.